these are my Sunbelt predictions. So let's just get started and let's get the easier ones out of the way. Mostly the teams against FCS opponents. They're probably a lot of this is just talent gap. A lot of the rest of this is just they're probably gonna win. Now for the big Power Five schools, obviously, like Georgia's not gonna lose to Marshall, especially after like every Marshall player left. Like they have one starter from last year. Their coach left, their players left. Yeah, they're just not gonna stay. Speaking of everyone in Marshall leaving, their coach and brought 5 starters with him, 2 Southern Miss. They're probably still not gonna be at Mississippi State, even if they're bad. Indiana, but I don't know. Put that college football playoff money to use. I don't know if they're getting paid themselves. You get what I'm saying, though. Goes to Virginia's not that bad. I missed Arkansas State apparently. So I'm just I know I had Texas State winning here. I'm very sure of that because I did not glaze Eastern Michigan that much. Uh okay, let me check something. So Louisiana over Rice. Louisiana looking pretty good next year, I'm pretty sure. And Charlotte over App State. They weren't good. They're also not returning that much. I'm pretty sure they're also not looking that good. Fresno State, Georgia Southern. Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna go with Georgia Southern over Fresno. Okay. Let's just be civil about this and be very real here. Realistically, those 4, Clemson, Arkansas, Alabama, USC, they're all gonna win here. You know who else is really likely to win? Louisiana, Coastal Carolina. Yeah, I think Southern Miss wins this app. Now we have most other schools. Missouri State was literally just an FCS school. They're gonna lose to yeah, they're gonna. Marshall might have died, but Missouri State is really not even been born yet. That is a weird metaphor. The rest. Oh, I did not see Old Dominion right there. Louisville JMU. I mean, JMU's was good last year. They're returning a lot of production. But like Louisville, I think this year's Louisville would be better than last year's UNC, and like it wasn't close, but still, I'm going with Louisville. And then let me just check my American rankings. Okay, it's like the my predictions for the American. Texas State, Tulane, Memphis. Tulane and Memphis were very good last year, and I don't think they're losing everything. Like they're like the flags, minus like the Pac-2. They're the minus the Pac-2 and Boise. They're essentially the group of 6 schools, along with along with the military schools, but they're there for different reasons than the other ones. And then Texas State was pretty good, not pretty good. You know what I'm saying? They have they have a big they're in the Texas recruiting area. They're probably gonna get better. They're going to the pack. That's mostly glaze. I'm just very confused if I'm gonna be honest. I know for a fact I put Memphis over them, over Troy. I won't even check. I'm that confident. Now we get to the power schools. Now some of them aren't good, but Auburn will get better. Iowa State was in the Big 12 championship. Mizzou, like they're not horrifically bad. ASU literally just won the Big 12. They're not losing that much. They're not losing everything essentially. And then the FCS ones: Marshall, Georgia Southern, Georgia State. Now we get to the big ones. Ooh, yeah, I still say Virginia Tech. You know, with ECO over Coastal Carolina, mostly, and Southern Miss, App State. I feel like Southern Miss just stealing the last year's Sun Belt championships. Coaches and 5 players. I feel like that's a pretty big usable thing to say. Oh yeah, they're gonna win games, which is why I said they're gonna win that game. Um, I think Vanderbilt will get revenge on Georgia State. Texas State is playing an FCS team. Ooh, that's a game that could really decide. I'm gonna leave that up. This is a future Sunbelt game. Going with Southern Miss. Well, let me check. Let me check. Let me check. All right. So after that, I'm gonna go with East Michigan. As I said that, and I really am not contradicting myself yet. Georgia Southern's gonna beat Maine. They were pretty good last year. They're bringing back a lot. Um, Kennesaw State is probably gonna be better, but like, what? Who could they win against? Like, it's probably. I mean, it's a bigger list, but that's because you'd think they'd go 12 last year because they were just an FCS team. Liberty has a knack for killing themselves. What am I talking about? Liberty has a knack for being their own issue. As last year they lost to Kennesaw State, and then I don't think they even made the championship game. JMU kind of did the same thing, but they were better. I think they're also JMU's returning a lot. With JMU, but Marshall lost everything in the transfer window. Their coach, 21 of their starters. They lost 50 players in the transfer window. I'm just realizing that is a lot. South Alabama, Coastal Carolina. I'm gonna go South Alabama. I'm gonna go with UTEP at home, and then I'll go with Buffalo over Troy. Next, Boise. It's probably Lays, but it's deserved at this point. You get what I'm saying? Like Boise was good. I think they're gonna be better than App State. Uh, hmm. I say Louisiana beats Marshall. I say Liberty gets a win over Old Dominion. JMU, Georgia Southern. JMU wins against Georgia Southern. I'd say part of it's just JMU's on really good form. Georgia Southern not on as good of form. And part of it's just because JMU just won this. But you get what I'm saying? ULM, Arkansas State. Go for Arkansas State. South Alabama, North Texas. Yeah, after checking, I still think North Texas better than South Alabama. Jacksonville State. Yeah, this is really where me doing this, looking at the conferences as I do the conferences, is hurting me. Because I know Jacksonville. So there's no way Southern Miss getting the transfusion that is the Marshall program is going to be that much. Like Jacksonville State was in the CUSA conference final game. I don't think they're going to lose that. Next week ahead, I'll give you the conference standings, the division standings before we really get into the conferences. Arkansas State has beaten UL Monroe, and then it's really just everyone else. Check the East. There's 4 1-3 teams. I'm kind of impressed, if I'm going to be honest. That's kind of sad. And then Marshall, who lost everything in the transfer portal, as aforementioned, and JMU, who's going to be good, Georgia Southern, who's going to be good, who are really going to be duking it out. Which is kind of why it really hurts for Georgia Southern to lose to JMU, but they make sense. As we go here, games. Let's start with the non-conference games. Appalachian State, Oregon State, and ULM, Northwestern. Like, I know that Oregon State isn't a power school anymore, but they're still pretty good. Like not everything, they still got a wee little bit of that juice in them. Like they got the same juice in them that like a Boise would have at joining the Pac-12. Like they're gonna be better. You expect them to win these games. Same with Northwestern. Why have losing to Tulane? But there's a big difference between Tulane and ULM. Tulane's better, just objectively. I'd still think it'd be close because it's a power school, which is why I'm on early losing. And then I get to these guys, Texas State, Arkansas State. You know what? I'd say at home. You know what? To get the easier one, I said JMU beats Georgia State. Troy, South Alabama. I'm gonna go with South Alabama and these two. Coastal Carolina, Old Dominion. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Coastal Carolina and Arkansas State, Texas State. Texas State. What? Gotta think for this one. I'm so. I'm going. I'm not thinking well. Clearly, but I'm gonna go with Arkansas. No. Okay, yeah, I've decided Texas State after looking at numbers. Georgia Southern, Southern Miss. Okay, let me skip down. I think Coastal Carolina beat ULM. Georgia State, App State. I'm gonna go with Georgia State. JMU's pretty good. Very good, actually. Why did I say pretty good? They're just objectively very good. Troy's not that good, I feel. Georgia Southern's still better than Southern Miss. Like Southern Miss got injected with the lifeblood of their school, but like that doesn't mean much. Like they're gonna be better in the future. Like next year, after this year, they'll probably get better. But like right now, they're just not really like that. Marshall, Old Dominion. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Old Dominion. And all right, and I'd say Troy over ULM. Louisiana, Southern Miss. We'll go for Louisiana. I say Texas State beats Marshall. I say JMU and Georgia Southern. A lot of this is like James. The Dukes are doing better than Old Dominion. Georgia Southern's doing better than Georgia State. Marshall had the worst returning production in the entire FBS. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Troy is better than ULM. They've just been not really given the best. That's why their record's 2-5. South Alabama, Arkansas State. I'm gonna go South Alabama. And at Coastal Carolina, I'm gonna go with Coastal Carolina. Next one. Yeah, like Southern. I don't think ULM will be very good. Like, I don't think Southern Miss is gonna be insane, but like still, I'd say Georgia Southern over Arkansas State. South Alabama over Georgia State. Appalachian State. See, the thing is, I only really know Appalachian State is that one time they beat number one ranked in the country Michigan as an FCS school. That's really all there is. That's like, I feel like that's a very defining moment. I don't know why I'm bringing that up. I just think it's interesting. Let me go check my number. Let me go check. Let me check something real quick. Let me just Okay, so look, after looking at I'd say App over Old Dominion. Old Dominion. No, not as good. Louisiana, better than Troy. Next up. Yeah, JMU is on a tear. I'd see them over Texas State. Coastal Carolina, pretty doing pretty good. No, I'm gonna go with Troy here over Arkansas State. ULM, Old Dominion, South Alabama, Louisiana. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna say Old Dominion over ULM. I think ULM is just gonna get steamrolled. I think they're gonna take the Southern Mississippi road, which will then be taken by Louisiana Tech the year after this, realistically. And South Alabama, Louisiana. I'm gonna go with Louisiana. Next week, yeah, Georgia Southern over App State. Yeah, I say Arkansas State over Southern Miss. Mm, well, I say Jamie over Marshall. That's something I know for sure. And Coastal Carolina, Georgia State. I'm gonna go with Coastal Carolina. Louisiana, Texas State. Louisiana, Texas State. I'm gonna go with home Louisiana. You know what? Yeah. Week 12. Uh, Texas State over Southern Miss. Yeah, Jamie over App. I say Southern Alabama over ULM. At a certain point, a lot of this is just who is doing better, and like Texas State is better than Southern Miss, and they're doing better. Like it's a lot harder to get upset when you are like I don't know how to explain it. Like Georgia State probably gonna beat Marshall. Like they were both at 2 wins earlier. You check that's Georgia State's win. You take that one off. Both 2-win teams. But Marshall literally lost everything in the transfer portal. Like I can't stress this enough. They lost everything in the transfer portal. And I feel like they're worse than Georgia State. Georgia Southern, Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern. They're returning more production. I'm pretty sure. I think they. Mm, that's why Georgia Southern over Coastal Carolina and Troy over Old Dominion. I'd say for a lot of the reasons as I aforementioned, as I previously mentioned. 13. Yeah, this is fine. Any oh well, I think South Carolina. There's no way to decrease so bad they lose to Coastal Carolina. Like they might get worse. So South Carolina might get worse. There's no way they get that much worse. Uh, as much as hope I have for JMU, probably lose to Wazoo. I have no hope for Marshall anymore. Like I don't think, like I don't know how many wins they could string together. Uh, Southern Miss beats South Alabama. Troy, Georgia State. I'm gonna go with Troy, obviously. Georgia Southern, Old Dominion. Like, there's not a lot to say because this is all preseason, so there's not like a lot yet to say. Like Texas State, ULM. There's not storylines going on yet. I can't be like, oh, like yes, your Texas State leads wins to win the conference. Like they'd be rooting for Arkansas State to beat Louisiana because you look at this kid's number one, so you can awfully guess probably. Let me go check. Yeah, I'm gonna say Louisiana over Arkansas State. Then final week, Texas State, Texas State over South Alabama, Louisiana over ULM. Uh, yeah, no, I'm gonna go with Troy over Southern Miss. Georgia Southern and JMU win. Uh, yeah, Arkansas win, and OU Georgia State. I'll go for Old Dominion. When I say OU, I meant OD. I've been saying OU this entire time, haven't I? Right. So aside from me speaking badly, rolling up, so you can see this is what happened. Um, Louisiana, JMU. I'd probably say JMU wins. Teams going into bowl games. I'd I'd probably be. Yeah, I don't think any of these teams make the playoffs realistically. There's probably like I think I had like any of the schools in the American look better. So I don't think so. Like realistically, bowl games. Who? Mm, yeah, at least I'd say of the seven, three would win bowl games at least 3 to 4. But like I don't think there's really that much. So anyway, yeah, that's about it. See you next time. Bye bye. See ya. Bye bye. I dragged these out so long. You can see I used ESPN. I gotta be honest. That's kind of. I looked at their transfer classes for this. I still gotta. Let me just. Yeah, Marshall genuinely had the worst in the country for retaining production. They have the least retaining production in the entire nation. That's insane to think about. That's why I have them falling off so hard from the winners of the Sun Belt to like first or second worst because everyone left. Anyway, yeah, see you guys next time. Bye bye. No fake outs this time. I'm gone.